What happens when we take so much from nature that even mountains forget who they are? Once a grand mountain towered over the villagers, who bowed their heads whenever they looked up at it. Its snowy crown sparkled under the sun, rivers flowed like silver threads down its slopes, and forests wrapped around its base like a green robe. To the people, the mountain was not just stone. It was alive, a guardian of the land. But time changed that. Roads were carved into its sides, tearing at its surface. The forests, once filled with songbirds, were cut down. The rivers ran black with mining dust. Deep in its heart, machines clawed for coal. And with every blow, the mountain grew weaker. It did not cry in thunder. Its sorrow came quietly, in small landslides, in rivers that dried up too soon, and in winds that carried the smell of smoke instead of pine. Gradually, people stopped speaking its name. To them, it was no longer a mountain of pride, but a pile of resources. Among those who still cared was a 15-year-old girl named Amara. Her ancestors had lived at the mountain's base for generations. Every evening, she walked barefoot on its slopes, listening to the wind. One evening, as dusk painted the sky purple, she paused. The breeze carried whispers, faint, aching voices. They told her about tall trees that once danced in the wind, rivers where children once played, and eagles that used to soar above. The mountain was speaking. It remembered its glory, but it was fading. Amara's heart clenched. She knew she was small compared to the wounds carved into the mountain, yet she could not ignore its call. She decided to act. The next day at school, she stood before her classmates and said, "If we keep taking from the mountain, soon there will be nothing left to take. But if we give back, maybe it will breathe again." Her words sparked something. She started a small club, just 4 friends at first, planting saplings where trees had been cut. They cleaned riverbeds, carried water up the slopes, and wrote signs that said, "This mountain is alive." At first, people laughed. Some said she was wasting her time. But Amara's spirit spread like the seeds she planted. More children joined. Parents began to help. Villagers brought tools, buckets, and seeds. Months passed. Green patches appeared like stitches across the mountain's wounds. Birds returned, first a few, then many. The river, no longer clogged with dust, sparkled again under the sun. The mountain, once silent, seemed to sigh with relief. Landslides stopped. The winds grew gentle again. Years later, the elders gathered in the village square. They decided the mountain, once stripped of its name, had earned it back, but not its old one. From then on, it would be called Mount Amara, not as a tribute to a girl, but in gratitude to the one who reminded them that mountains live, remember, and heal. And Amara, standing before the revived giant, placed her palm on the earth and whispered, "You are not forgotten anymore."